Welcome to April, everybody. April 2nd, 2018. This is the Gazette Morning Update with Bill Bostic. Hopefully everything's working here. Oh, someone tuned in and tuned right out. Today on the Gazette Morning Update, it's soft poop and hot farts. I'll explain that in just a moment. This fine, hyperlocal broadcast is brought to you by the folks over at Consolidated Insurance Services. If you're just tuning in, it's soft poop and hot farts today. We'll explain that in just a moment, folks. A little bit of fun here for a Monday. Yes, Consolidated Insurance Services. David Jones over at 6109 Jonestown Road. Look for the Erie Insurance sign. And Pennsylvania House candidates. Eric Epstein, a Democrat. Epstein. And Adam Klein. Klein, a Republican. I got it. I pulled it out of my brain. I'll just throw in there, it's Ted's Bar and Grill, too. I forgot that last week. Ted's Bar and Grill. Been a great help to everything here at Linglestown Gazette. So what's the deal with soft poop and hot farts? Well, kids say some amazing things. And I had a chance to, a great chance to spend some time with my brother late last week. We were going through some real estate investing type training, and he was telling me about his grandson. Apparently, there was some illness going around the household in the household, and sister was sick, another sister was sick, and now the 5-year-old little guy is telling Grandpa that he's suffering with soft poop and hot farts. I really like the hot farts part. I'm going to have to dig into that one and see what I can do with that. Hot farts. I love it. So that's just an attention getter. You know, if you're into marketing, you know, you have to find ways of getting attention, and soft poop and hot farts will do it. Well, welcome to the week. I still need a director. I have not started the countdown clock. It started at this point. Got some breaking news. Don't go there now. But there was a report. It's on Linglestown Gazette's Facebook page. Penn Live had a camera crew and reporter out in our township this morning. There was a fire in the Springford neighborhood at it's a big development at Nyes Road and Locust Lane. Sits up on a hill. So fire crews were there. Looks like half a house was destroyed. The reporter did say that everyone got out safely. I mean, there was a big number of fire trucks over in the Springford neighborhood, Springford development, I should say. And also, breaking news, Central Dauphin School District is on a 2-hour delay. However, looks like the snow is dying down. Let's just take a quick look at the weather here. I didn't have that dialed up here, but we'll get it. Never fear, we'll get it. I'd like to welcome Joe Gilloway and our friend Tim McCarthy to the broadcast this morning. And we're dialing up weatherunderground.com. If you want weather, go to weatherunderground.com. Linglestown Gazette's weather station is hooked up to it. We'll see if we can find it. Peel over here to Linglestown. Where is it at? Let's see, Linglestown. Where in the heck is it? Up here. I'm not doing a good job, folks. Here we go. Is this what it? Nope. Well, we'll go with this. Fairway Estates Station in Colonial Terrace. It's 33 degrees this morning. Snow showers, although they look to be winding down. Today is a high of 46, so that snow that has come down will be melting, and winds will be light and variable tonight. 50% chance of precipitation, showers late, low only of 35, and then tomorrow some more rain. And I'll just jump over to sports real quickly. I'd had some conversation with the Central Dauphin Rams baseball coach this morning, Brian Zellers. I was wondering where the reports are. Well, they've had a big problem with the weather. They've only played one game one game in the regular season here. That was a non-conference game, and so they haven't really got started. So we're still hopeful to get baseball reports from the Central Dauphin Rams baseball team as the season progresses and as things dry out. Let's see, what's else? Just a couple random notes here. Last week I talked about homelessness. Then I had spent some time at a shelter, checking people in at the, let's see, it's it's Pine Street Presbyterian Church. They were running a men's shelter in a building across from the church that it was like the third floor, old gymnasium. They had a room for 40 people. They ran it all winter long because Bethesda Mission doesn't have enough space for the many homeless people that congregate in Harrisburg. Well, that temporary men's shelter has closed. It's driven by the calendar. And unfortunately, it's closing because we still have winter weather hanging around. So as of Saturday or Sunday, that shelter is no longer there, and the men that were going there all winter long are going to have to find other accommodations or sleep outside. So just an update on that. Something to think about. That again, we don't have homeless people here in the township because they go to Harrisburg. That's where all the services are. And the other thing I had said last week is that, what goes on in Harrisburg really is our business to some degree, because as the city goes, so goes things in the suburbs. So just food for thought. Also, I've talked on and off again about Linglestown economic development, helping make Linglestown a destination point locally. Maybe attract people from the West Shore. Oh my gosh. You think the people from the West Shore would come over to Linglestown? I hope so at some point in time if we have the right mix of offerings. Also providing a place for millennials who want to rent. Susan George, one of our readers and viewers, sent me an article about how millennials, these are people 18 to 30, 35, like to rent, not buy homes. Create more opportunities in the village for them to rent and being part of a walkable community. The reason I'm telling you this is I've looked into a redevelopment project in Linglestown. There's a home on the east side of the village that's been vacant forever. It's green, and there's a legal notice on it from the summer whenever it was up for tax sale. Now, based on my research, that's what we learned to do last week with my brother. With real estate investing, we were able to look at the tax records. It looks like the owner, it's an individual, was able to stave off the tax sale. But when you look at that building, and we actually my wife and I walked in the back, the place is dilapidated. The whole back end of the house is about ready to fall down. And the foundation, I had another guy take a look at it. The foundation has big time problems. Okay, I'm getting some information from Joe here about sports, and we'll get to that in just a moment. So anyways, going to be looking into that. It'd be great, for a home that's literally in major disrepair to get back online and someone to rent it or buy it. So we're looking into that. Also, I'm going to have a date for you to keep in mind. April 18. Circle it on your calendar, folks. April 18 is Candidates Night at Linglestown Fire Hall, courtesy of the Linglestown Area Civic Association, better known as LACA, okay? They're going to be having the two Republican candidates for the Pennsylvania House seat in the 105th Legislative District. It would be Adam Klein and Andrew Lewis will be on hand to answer questions and to state their positions. This is April 18. So if you're a Republican, you want to find out about the candidates, April 18th is where you want to be. And even if you're not a Republican, if you're an independent, you're a Democrat, you're whatever, check it out, because one of those two candidates, either Adam Klein or Andrew Lewis, will be on the ballot in the fall. So here's the time to start checking into them, finding out what they're all about. The other, on the Democratic side, Eric Epstein is unopposed. And this is the seat, if you don't follow this stuff, you probably have heard of Representative Ron Marsico, who's been in office something like 25 years, maybe longer. He has decided not to run. He's retiring, so now we have these these seats that are available. And just so it doesn't go away, just a note here from sports director Joe Gilloway: the Lady Rams basketball players Grace Long, Jamie Brann, Carol Weber, Faith St. Clair, and Nadia Romanchock are playing in the 43rd annual Pennsylvania versus Maryland All-Star Weekend this Friday and Saturday. That's taking place at Harrisburg Christian School, just in the outskirts of Linglestown off of Blue Mountain Parkway. Game days and times are on pahoops.org. pahoops.org. Thanks, Joe, for that update. A couple other interesting things. I had some time to go through some websites on my regular job. This is not a job. This is a avocation at the moment, sort of like a hobby, because we're not making any money doing this. There's now have you ever heard of Airbnb? Airbnb, you can go online to a website and instead of going to a hotel or motel, you can actually at lower costs rent out someone's side, extra room or couch or whatever when you go out and about and traveling around the U.S. or even internationally. Airbnb. Those kind of companies upset the hospitality industry because they're taking business away from the Holiday Inns and Best Westerns. They don't like this. Well, now there's a company and it's actually operating in the Harrisburg area where it's called Turo, Turo. This is car rental. This is this is like the Airbnb for the car rental industry. So I saw you can rent a car for $38 a day. So anyways, I'm just looking at that. Occasionally, if I take my car to the garage, maybe I need a car. They'll come to the garage with the car, and I'll be able to take it away. It's something to look into. I'm very interested in it. And the other thing I ran into, and I'll link this up, there was an article about local governments, like Lower Paxton Township is a local government, right? Local governments have to be wary of cyber attacks. If there's one more thing to worry about, right? Local governments and cyber attacks. I'll link that up in the show notes, folks. And let's move into our next section here and break out the Fido the watchdog. Oh, he is. Get back. All right. Be quiet. Here we got, as far as the watchdog, Central Dauphin School District. No meetings this week. No school board meeting this week, so nothing to track there at the moment that we know of. But Lower Paxton Township, at the beginning of every month, is a whole new series of meetings, and there are meetings this week. Tomorrow night, nothing tonight, but tomorrow night the supervisors will be in action. Taking a look at their agenda quickly here. I know one of the things they're supposed to talk about, and I don't see it on the meeting here. PennLive.com did report that it's possible the township supervisors will be working with interim public safety director Adam Kosheba on the outcome of the public safety committee's meeting on fire apparatus use. And that was on Linglestown Gazette last week. There was an article in the Sunday paper. It looked like it might have been an expanded article about the meeting that took place Thursday. There was a Penn Live reporter, Steve Maroney, who reported on that. And I'll be following that this week to see if there's any more discussion on the fire apparatus use. And that was all stemming from how Colonial Park Fire Company, volunteer fire company, have live-in firefighters, and they were using fire trucks to go make runs to the health club or to the grocery store or to Sheetz or just wherever. And one interesting quote in here is that, let's see if I can find it. Oh, yeah, the fire chief at Colonial Park Volunteer Fire Company said this. His name is, I know his last name is Fogg, I believe, F-O-G-G. He says, since word got out, I talked to 75 people, and when I explain what's being done, the fire trucks are going in and out with just around town, occasionally running errands. When I explain what's being done, the public perception is, I don't care. I don't care what they do with the truck as long as they get the job done, Fogg told the committee. So there was some discussion, and it looks like, based on, if you read the article, again, I'll link that up, they are making some progress. And I think it's fair to say that having interim Director of Public Safety Adam Kosheba on board is going to be a big, big help. Mr. Kosheba, before coming to Lower Paxton Township, headed up I think it was Troop H. I may have my signals crossed, but he headed up the local state police barracks. I mean, a very, very high-level responsible position. An administrator coming in here in his retirement. He retired from the state police. Now he's our Director of Public Safety. He lives in Lancaster County. He hopes to move to Lower Paxton Township at some point, but we have a top-notch public safety guy in as our public safety director, and I'm sure with his leadership, he will straighten things out. And the other thing is, I mentioned at the top that there was a fire in Springford development. Mr. Kosheba was Johnny on the spot talking to the Penn Live reporters. You know, he was out there monitoring what was going on. So, I mean, it's good to see that he is really on top of things. So, let me see where I'm at with the show here. As far as the countdown, almost over here. So stop that. A couple other quick notes. Go, and then we'll shut this show down. I think you've gotten quite a bit of a good look at things here this morning. Yes, it's sports time. We already had some sports, but I do want to mention that the Central Dauphin Lacrosse team is scheduled to be in action tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Tomorrow night, 7 p.m. at Cumberland Valley. The team right now is overall 2 wins, 1 loss, and 1-1 in the conference. They also play, and they will be hosting Lower Dauphin Thursday night at 7 at Landis Field. Landis Field, which is artificial turf field, great stands. I mean, out at the Central Dauphin High School out here in West Hanover Township, they're not really, it's not a great spectating thing. You have to stand on the sidelines. The scoreboard's hard to see, but Landis Field, it'll be great to have the lacrosse team over there. I'm not sure if I'm available to check it out or not, but what I saw of the lacrosse team last week looked very, very interesting. It looks like it's an action-packed sport, and I tell you what, the players that have been on the videos here on Linglestown Gazette seem to be fine sportsmen and speak well of their opponents. I mean, it's the kind of thing, this is one of the great things about sports. You learn sportsmanship, and they're displaying that. I think that pretty much does it, folks. One more show in the hopper here at the Gazette Morning Update. And, what a way to start the week off. Soft poop and hot farts. If you missed it, check out the beginning of the show. This is the Gazette Morning Update signing off. To you by Consolidated Insurance Services and Pennsylvania House candidates Adam Klein and Eric Epstein. We'll see you tomorrow. Bill Bostic signing off.